Daphne. How's it going?
Quite horrendous, thank you.
Oh, dear.
Harrods was bursting at the seams.
Oh, it's a rough old world.
I was hemmed in on all sides. Oh, it was unbelievably claustrophobic. I am not one of life's sardines.
True, you never were one for squeezing up. Come on, rest your pins, I'll put the coffee on.
Thank you. My taxi took 90 minutes to get here. 90 minutes, it would have been faster by snail. What's this?
Oh, don't say you've forgotten. We're going to the seaside tomorrow.
Forgotten? The sole reason for my gruelling trek to Harrods was to buy my grandson a bucket and spade.
Must have been a few £100 well spent.
A sailor's guide?
Yeah, I thought I'd just brush up on the rudiments, you know, before we up anchor.
We?
Oh, yeah, I'm dying to share the life on the ocean wave with you, Daff.
You can count me out, Mr. Tyler.
Why?
Because I imagine your sailing is even worse than your driving.
Oh, come on. You've been perfectly safe, Daphne. I know the sea backwards. Let us not forget, I was once in the Merchant Navy.
Really? For how long?
Nearly 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, it was one of my longer careers.
Dare one ask what made you leave the Merchant Navy?
The captain, he insisted on it.
Why?
Because I threw him overboard.
This doesn't surprise me in the least. You've got mutineer written all over you.
Oh, come on, Duff. How about it? Will you join me on my deck?
Certainly not.
Please. I can't wait to show you the true cut of my jib.
I do wish you'd terminate these incessant innuendos.
Innuendos?
This steady stream of references to your carnal urges.
Oh, but Daphne!
There are millions of women in this world, Mr. Tyler, millions of them. Why pick on me?
Would it have made any difference, say, if I had a silver tongue, like that villain, Major Greaseball?
That is a pointless question. Your tongue will never be silver. I'm afraid it's irreversibly smutty.
I'm just off the Heathrow to collect Angie. Could you mind Joe till I get back? I've left him in the hall.
Left him in the hall? My grandson is not a suitcase.
Well, let's hope Angie's returning from the Seychelles with a more level head than what she went with.
Yeah, let's hope.
Wonder how the modelling went.
According to her, brilliantly. She gave me a bell.
Well, that's nice.
Oh, it was magic. It was 3 o'clock in the morning and she reversed the charges. Hello, Wilf. How's it going?
Life is like an onion, Nick.
Yeah?
It has many layers. Yeah? And they all stink.
I'm really glad I asked.
Are you still here?
Hello.
You're frightened of me, aren't you, Mr. Perkins?
No. Yes.
And with good reason. Because if you continue to inhabit my basement, I may find myself precipitated into violence.
Hello, Wilf. Sit down, mate. How'd it go at the zoo?
I had to help the vet pull one of the hippos back from the brink.
Yeah?
He had a potentially terminal gastric condition. Could have been a very messy death. But he's now on the road to recovery. He should live for years.
Well, that's good, isn't it, Daphne?
Indeed it is. You won't be able to stuff him.
There was a time when such a day would have given me total fulfilment, but no more. My heart's no longer in it, Sam.
You still brooding over your rejection by the Royal Shakespeare Company?
Can you blame me? My dreams have been shattered by an organisation that wouldn't know talent if they fell over it. And the sooner the Royal Shakespeare Company loses its Arts Council grant, the better.
Look upon it as a lucky escape, because I do.
What's it got to do with you?
Because you're my pal, and the last thing I want is my pals mincing about in wrinkled tights and makeup.
How little you understand the life of a modern thespian. Does Dirty Den wear wrinkled tights?
I shouldn't be surprised.
Mr. Perkins,
Yes.
to become a professional actor, you have to have at least a modicum of talent. Do you have any at all?
I like to think that I have considerably more than a modicum of talent, Mrs. Trenchard. Or may I call you Daphne?
Certainly not. Mr. Perkins, there's no security in acting. It would be madness of the highest order for you to jeopardize your pension from the zoo.
Mrs. Trenchard, there is more to life than a zoo pension. Call it my midlife crisis if you will, but I don't want to spend the rest of my life mucking out elephants for a living. I want a job with more zing.
And less pong.
Excuse me, I think Joe's nappy needs changing.
Be thankful he's not a hippo.
It's paradise on earth, Nick.
Well, you meant to say that after, Angie. I haven't done anything yet.
I meant the Seychelles.
Oh, Angie, I've had the Seychelles up to here.
Oh, miles and miles of white sand, coconut trees, bronzed Adonises. Or is it Adonai?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, and the hotel, Nick. I've never been in a 10-star hotel before. It was... Well, it wasn't a bit like this.
Yeah, well, this is home, Angie, and reality starts here.
They were the 4 most exciting days of my life, Nick.
What about our honeymoon?
Oh, and the food, Nick, the food!
Hold on.
What?
Look, Angie, you know, you haven't stopped rabbiting from the moment you touched down. And not once have you asked how I was or what I've been up to.
All right. What have you been up to?
Not a lot.
I love the seaside, Wilf.
I wish I was going.
Well, you're not. You're going down the zoo.
Alas, yes. The zoo where I toil relentlessly for such little reward.
Oh, here we go again.
You're right. I must be positive.
Well, it would make a change, I must say.
Records show that the majority of visitors to the zoo are tourists, and tourism is the lifeblood of the nation's balance of payments. So, I suppose my life hasn't been entirely wasted.
Yeah, well, I'd rather think about the seaside. Let's hope we get the weather for it. I don't believe it. Michael Fisher's got it right for once.
I'm very happy for you.
It's going to be magic, Wilf. Calm seas, blue skies, and hopefully a calm Daphne, because it's hard work when she's choppy.
I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. Was that John Masefield?
I think it was you, Wilf. Unless he's in the wardrobe. Hey, do you mind?
What?
Just been carved up by an unidentified flying toenail.
Sorry, Sam. My toenails seem to be getting tougher as I get older.
Well, don't do that in here. Go to a blacksmith's.